Okay, if it is Wednesday at 3 o'clock Eastern Time, that can mean just one thing. It's time for the goRIA live stream. I'm Chuck 𝙤𝙤𝙍𝙬, and as you can see, we have with us Natalie Wolfsen, who is, of course, the CEO of Orion. Natalie, thanks for joining us.
Really, really happy to be here, Chuck.
Excited that you have some time for us. And of course, if Natalie is here, we're talking about Orion, but specifically the fact that next week we have the big Orion Ascent conference, which I'm very excited to say that goRIA will be there live covering it, content on at least two of the full days. But before we go into some of that, Natalie, do you want to start us off with some of the just the logistics? When's the conference? Where is it? Is there still time to even register, perhaps?
It's a little late for registration, but we're very excited to host a little over 1,800 members of the industry. It's going to be the biggest Ascent ever. It's the 3rd through the 6th of February, so next week. And we expect to put on a great show with some really amazing speakers, some great content, as always, the opportunity to get hands-on training for our technology and to learn a little bit more about our wealth solutions. But extremely excited about the work that the events team and the marketing team have done to put on a great event for our clients.
Yep. So this is going to be my third Ascent, I believe, and last year was really fantastic. And as a lot of folks in the audience know, because I talk about Orion quite a bit, we're Orion users at Sovereign. Of course, goRIA is my sort of side hustle. I do in fact run a firm, Sovereign Financial, so I get a lot out of it as a user myself. Do you find you have a lot of folks that are not yet Orion users coming there to kind of like kick the tires and see what it's all about?
Absolutely. Every year we have, a handful of clients. So by handful, I mean anywhere between 20 and 80 clients. This year it's on the higher end who are checking out Orion for the first time. Maybe they're interested in our CRM system. Maybe they're interested in our portfolio accounting and reporting or trading or wealth management solutions. And we love to spend time with prospective clients and let them know what Orion is all about, what our technology is capable of doing to help them advance their business and meet their goals, and also to just become part of the Orion community.
That sounds really good. So I know myself, I go to probably 8 or 9 conferences a year. I think there's such an important thing for advisors to do. It's a great way to network, especially when you're a lot of times in the RIA space. You could be a 1 or 2 person shop. So this is a great opportunity to get with a community of people, share ideas, and kind of look at some things firsthand. And I like the idea of being able to kind of play with the technology, understand it kind of firsthand, and see it in a number of different ways, all in one spot. What are some of the marquee speakers we could look forward to seeing at this conference?
So we're extremely excited to host 𝙜𝙤𝙍𝙬𝙖𝙩𝙞, who is the author of Unreasonable Hospitality. We are in the services industry, financial services, and every advisor knows that the service that they bring to their clients every day leads to loyalty and growth and better outcomes for clients, and then also better outcomes for them in their business. We in technology and wealth management also strive to be excellent service provider. We thought that Will could share some of his thoughts and some tools that advisors could bring to their practice to delight their clients. In addition to that, we have Dr. David Kelly from JP Morgan. He's going to talk to us about the markets and the political environment. It's always great to hear about the external environment at industry conferences like this. We're going to host a workshop where people can come in and learn more about our technology and get hands-on training from true experts. We have our wealth and technology presidents who are going to share the roadmaps for their respective parts of the business and talk about trends influencing their areas. We obviously have sessions about AI and alternative investments. So AI technology, AI artificial intelligence, and AI, the wealth management AI, alternative investments. And so lots going on. I'm not going to take you through the whole agenda, but really excited to share just a lot of information that we think advisors will benefit from when they go back to their practices.
That sounds great. And I know we have you just for another couple of minutes, so I want to kind of start wrapping this up. But any teaser you can share with us here that maybe we haven't talked about yet?
It's interesting. We are very client focused at Orion, spend a lot of time listening to our clients and what they want from us. And what we heard overwhelmingly last year from our clients is they'd really like us to continue to invest in AI, meaning the technology AI, and then also the wealth AI. And we've done both of those things. And so you'll hear a little bit more about that and what we plan to deliver in 2025. in the sessions at Ascent. And in addition, we heard that they really wanted us, advisors really wanted us to focus on the technology we've currently delivered and making enhancements to that, either from a perspective of enriching data, which is why we're announcing a partnership with Snowflake, essentially their access to data and the utility of it. And then also just improvements in how we handle reporting, how integrated our technology is. And so lots to come about that. But one thing I'd like for you to take away is that it all comes from our advisors' feedback and trying to make sure that what we invest in keeps them ahead of their competition.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, I can attest to that because I've been placing little suggestion or notes, I should say, in the suggestion box about integration Snowflake. So I got to tell you, Natalie, I'm a little embarrassed on how excited I was yesterday when I saw that announcement about Snowflake, because that's been on our wish list. And for those of you in the audience, and keep in mind, our audience is a lot of wirehouse advisors, independent broker-dealer advisors, who may not really internalize what that means with the Snowflake. But we are going to do a podcast, I think, with Adam from your shop to kind of explain this a little bit better. But the reason why I am close to giddy about this is it allows us to bring that last piece of integration all into one spot. So at our shop, we're trying to get everything into our CRM. We happen to use Salesforce, but the Snowflake connection and integrations will allow us to get stuff from Orion, from your trading system Eclipse, from eMoney, which is something else that we use, but getting it all into one spot. I mean, bravo, because you guys, and I remember this going all the way back to, Eric Clark, I should say, have always had a real commitment for integration and open architecture. And I'm so pleased to see under your leadership that that's really continuing and really expanding. So I'm thrilled for that.
Yeah, no, that's definitely an area where Eric and I absolutely agree. We want to make sure that advisors have free and open access to their information, and that we're extremely focused on integration to save you all time and effort. So kudos to Eric for getting
I
started
love
with
it.
Redshift. I'm hopefully bringing us home with Snowflake and some other integrations that you'll hear more about at Ascent.
Yep. And again, for those of you in the audience that maybe are at a wirehouse, you have all that stuff in the background, you just don't know it. But to have that for a shop, Sovereign, we're not small, but we're not huge. We're just at about $1 billion. It's big to have us at our size and even smaller access to this type of technology. So stay tuned for that podcast with Adam from Orion, and we're going to tell you why you should know about this and why yours truly is so very excited about it. Okay, we have about a minute or so left. Let's wrap it up with unique experiences. So when I go to these conferences, I love listening to the main stage. I love the breakouts. I love the technology demos, but I really love the between the sessions, talking with other advisors, doing that peer-to-peer networking. What can you tell us about that and how you've created an environment to help make that happen more easily, perhaps?
Yeah, so we've spent a lot of time making sure that there's opportunities for you all to do that, and also to connect with the folks at Orion and then other, parts of the industry, whether it's asset managers, technology providers. As I said, at Orion, we're very, very focused on integration. So you'll notice in our exhibit hall that several of our what on paper would look like competition are actually exhibiting and sharing what they do with Orion clients. And so we've spent a lot of time and effort in what is traditionally called an exhibit hall, but we actually think of it more as a networking center, making sure that there's opportunities for smaller group forums for people who are interested in a topic to get together and hear more about that particular topic. In addition, food is always a great connector. I'm a real believer in, sharing a meal, and we've done a lot to make sure that folks that have like interests are in, the same tables or the same section of the conference. We've spent a lot of time working with several of our partners to make sure that we're connecting them proactively to clients who are interested in what they are working on, and we're putting together a part of our conference that's geared just towards those collaboration meetings. And then clearly our sales teams are working with clients to make sure that they're connected to other folks who are similar challenges or seeing similar opportunities, or connected to folks. I mean, maybe, if the client is interested in selling their business or needs a successor, we're certainly spending a lot of time and effort making sure those connections are made.
That sounds good. I got to be honest with you. That's something that I'm looking forward to at this conference as well. So that's a good place to put a pin in it for today. Natalie, I will see you next week. The conference again is in Orlando, February 3rd to 6th. I will be there broadcasting live for goRIA, fueled, of course, by Investment News, on the 4th and the 5th. So stay tuned for that. If you are following us now, you'll get all this content live, and I will look forward to delivering it. So, Natalie, thanks for taking some time. I know you're busy with some last minute prep for coming on to share some thoughts with us today.
Thanks for having me. It's great to see you, Chuck.
Likewise. All right. We'll see you next week. And on behalf of goRIA Fueled by Investment News, I'm Chuck Vela. We'll see you next Wednesday live from the Ascent Conference in Orlando. We'll see you then. Thanks for joining us.